Hello everybody, I'm Richard Holder, and as always, welcome to the channel. You know what? Any day you spend at the wrecking yard is better than any day you spend at work. So what do you say? Let's jump over to the yard and see what they got. Okay guys, tell me what this is. Tell me what car it's from. I think it's from this car right over here. I'm getting crazy out there. Seems like it would be from this kind of car right here. This one says it's a 1969 240Z. I don't think that that's the case. It's the kind of stuff I like to see. Some motor sitting out here in that car, I'm sure. That is a 67 Beetle. Cool though. Little flat four. Just needs a turbo right there. A 61 Thunderbird with an FE. Here's how you can tell. Split the head. The intake manifold is basically half the cylinder head. And it weighs about 8 million pounds. It's a cast iron intake and they're gigantic. This is 4-barrel, which is cool. I'm thinking this is probably, I don't know, a 352 maybe. Might be a 360. I don't think it's a 390. Might be. Let me know if you guys know. There's another one of those FE intake manifolds. You probably just got tired of carrying it, or it crushed them underneath it. Okay guys, guess the motor. It's 1978. It's an American Concorde. Well, this one you'll probably know. That's right. Well, slant 6. Cleaning tower of power. Alright, here's what's left of, look at that. Big turbo impeller. Actually, it's a Corvair motor. Pretty cool. We've stripped a lot of stuff off this thing though. There's a little 76 Grammy. Gremlin. 6-cylinder in it. So let's head down some of the rows of the normal cars and see what we got. See if we got anything cool. Check out. Stop off at each one that we like. Oh, here we go. Look at that. See too many of these. I don't see too many of these in the wrecking yard. 5-liter Mustang, look at that. Still got the wheels in it. It's an automatic. Roll into my 5.0. I kind of would like to have this motor. I don't know why. I do like them though. Could have a cool stock one to put back in my car. Still got the 19-pound injectors. All the AC hookup and everything. Cool. Check that out. It's even the right year. 88 Mafia. Somebody pulled the HO upper off. Took the plate off. I guess Mark said they're selling those for, I don't know what big money is, but look how clean that is inside. Not so much on the outside. Okay guys, while we're walking around the wrecking yard, here's a game I like to play. It's called the one-mod pick. If we're walking around and we see all these different motors, different engine configurations, different manufacturers, which single engine would you pick for one modification? If you were only allowed one modification, like on these LS motors, we're allowed to change a cam. So we're going to put a Brian Tooley Racing Truck Norris cam, or a Howard cam, or Red Hot cam, or Stage 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, whatever it is. We're going to put a cam, and we would allow springs in that case also. But you could also we could also change the cylinder heads. We could put airflow research heads on. We could put a fast intake manifold on. Could be any engine though. You could put a single plane, you could put a dual plane. We would even allow you multiple cams if you picked like a Lexus motor or something that has multiple cams. We'd even allow that. But you can't change, you can't add boost, you can't add nitrous. You can only do some sort of NA change. So you could do headers or a carburetor or an intake manifold, a ported heads, or you put a camshaft. Here's what I want you to know. Let me know in the comments. Which engine would you pick and what mod would you pick? Let me know in the comments. Got a 97 Mercury Grand Marquis. So it's a 462 valve. So this is an early one. This is a non-PI motor. I'd like to do a big bang on the PI version. So we'll just keep looking around. I'm not grabbing anything today, but you know, it's always cool to window shop. The other place I could find a 2 valve, which this is, says so right there. It's an SUV. This is a 04, so you guys let me know, is that a PI or a non-PI in an 04 SUV? So you walk by stuff like this, that's just screaming that it needs a turbo, like right there. Just cut that flange off, put a V-bend on it. It's definitely a turbo manifold. Exhaust manifold. Could be intake, it's long enough. Dodge Ram with a Hemi. Hemis are always good. I don't have any Hemis right now. It'd be kind of cool to have one to be able to test stuff. Always worry about getting Hemis though. I'd like to take the intake manifold off and shake it. See if it has valve parts in it. Sometimes these things let go. I think that the valve seats or something let go and it destroys the valves and pistons and all kinds of stuff, and then all of that stuff goes up and collects in the intake manifolds, and then the guys that sell the intake manifolds sell an intake manifold with a bunch of parts in it. I know because that happened to me. I didn't get the truck one, which works well. I got the Magnum one, the 300, little different design, makes about the same power, but when you shake it, it was full of metal parts. So I had to wash the thing like 5 times before we got them all out because it was pretty convoluted inside that intake manifold, and it took a lot to get them out. So if you're buying stuff online, make sure you watch out on the Hemi stuff. 97 T-Bird, another non-PI deal. 4.6 for the win. This is another engine on my wish list. I mean, at least get it run on a dyno. Honda J series, either a 30, 32, 35. Don't think I'll do one of the new ones, but any of these would be good. And my buddy Jimmy has one. He's running in the NSX, and I'd like to get one on the engine dyno, you know, just to play with some stuff, try some different intake manifolds. Jimmy's got some custom ones we could test, you know, ported heads, cams, whatever, but obviously definitely boost. Even with this kind of stuff, we could still run boost. Got an F-150, probably a 5-liter, I think. No upper intake manifold. This one's interesting. It's a little 4-cylinder. It's a non-turbo because this one wasn't a Mustang or a T-Bird or a Mercure, but obviously it has all the turbo potential. Wall. Another Dodge Ram with a Hemi. A couple of Hemis I've seen today. This one doesn't look like it's been cannibalized too much. A lot of times coil packs and all that stuff can be gone. Early LS, just living its best life. Drive-by-wire throttle body. So it's past 2002. This is where we were. Let's check the cylinder head, and 706. Another 4.8 or 5.3, got 862 heads on it. Never any shortage of LS stuff, particularly these base engines. Those are the VTEC stuff. 4200, I need to get mine back together. 5.4 2-valve. I've never run one of these. I don't see nearly as many of these as I see the 4.6s in the wrecking yards. Oh, don't worry, Kegger. I'm not going to walk right by you. Yeah, Magnum. Magnum PI. So this is the Hemi intake manifold I was talking about. I call it a Magnum or a 300. It's the version that they use in the cars as opposed to the trucks. Works really good, but again, like the truck one that I was telling you about, make sure you give it the shake test before you put it on if you're going to buy an intake manifold. This one actually looks like it's all together too. Makes me wonder if something else happened to this. Okay, Lexus fans, I thought I'd stop and take some video of one of these. This would be cool to run. So, what are these, 1 UZs or 2 UZs or 3 UZs? Something like that. Onesies, twosies, and threesies. Endless amounts of these in the wrecking yard. Quick drive-by. 32 valve VTEC ULEV. Man, lots of these K series here. Yeah, got the custom cold air intake. Super Richie Ram air. 706 headed deal, so 4.8 or 5.3. But he modded it. Got an 83 big block. 454. What does that look like? Q-Jet in the house. I don't usually see too many of these. Most of them are Gen 5, Gen 6 stuff. It's cool. Damn, got 2 of them in here. I'm pretty sure this one's going to be a 6-cylinder, but... And this is not the notch. Automatic. Throttle body V6. There's a Ram that still has a throttle body on it. There is no substitute. 944. I think this is the first one I've seen in the wrecking yard. I like these cars. Very well balanced. They handle nice. It just needed the turbo, and when they made the turbo version, they were actually pretty cool. Don't normally stop for these, but Subaru, flat 4. Oh, we definitely stop if it were turbo, but this looks like it's an all motor one. Long runner intake though, cool. So when you walk by and see this intake manifold, you should expect good things, and we do. This says 799 heads on it. So I'm gonna check the VIN number and see what we got. Maybe an all aluminum 5.3 or something. Okay guys, there you have it. As you can see, we found a lot of cool stuff at the wrecking yard, as usually happens. Unfortunately for me, I have a limited amount of space to put those motors. I have a limited amount of funds to buy the motors, but I don't have a limited amount of enthusiasm and desire for all these cool stuff that I see at the wrecking yard. I'm Richard Holder. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff, and I'll keep testing.